Друзья, всем привет и добро пожаловать на StretfordEndRussia. Это специальный выпуск, специальный подкаст с нашим уже постоянным гостем Амром. Амр, привет. Здесь нужно сказать, что у вас обязательно будут субтитры. Наслаждайтесь. So, Amr, how are you? How are you doing during this quarantine?
Home, sweet home, man. Home, sweet home. Trying not to communicate with anyone at all, doing my work at home. Only to the shop sometimes to get some food. And even thanks for Yandex Lavka. Sometimes even you don't have to go to the shop. Yeah, what about you, man? Everything's fine with you?
Yeah, everything's good. I believe you just described what I'm doing as well. And every one of us is just going to pharmacy or just to get some food and then sitting at home. And we are lucky that we can work from home. So credits to those who cannot. Let's start then. A lot of stuff happened since we had football. Actually, it was like almost 2 months ago. My God.
Yeah, a long time, man. One of the things which I really missing from this quarantine, one of the things which I'm really hating the coronavirus because of letting us staying without football like this. Especially the time before the coronavirus, everything was fine with our team, man. Like, it was a good time, though. It was like, waking up suddenly and, we're back, But yeah, everything happening for a reason. So let's see.
Yeah, all right. So first of the questions that you already touched in, our recent results in the Premier League and in Europa League, I believe we still in the FA Cup. So one day the season will resume, I hope, and then we will get from where we finished. But those like 9 or 10 games after signing of Bruno Fernandes, wow, that's something amazing. It's just something had clicked, and I cannot, to be honest with you, I couldn't imagine that just one player, as an addition to this team, and we will be up and running again. What was your thoughts when we get the Bruno and he started playing like he did, and we got the results?
Actually, I was one of the people even in the groups of Manchester United fans in the Middle East, which I'm a top fan in it. I was always saying that Bruno Fernandes is the one which Manchester United need at this time. Not only because of the quality in the field, also I could see the character of the player. I could see he has got the leading mentality. He has got the winning mentality, which remind us all, and also reminded the fans in the field, in the stadium, with Cristiano Ronaldo. This hot blood in the field, shouting at the players, you should pass me the ball, you should give me the ball, I was open to you, all of these instructions we were actually missing in the field, So I knew that this guy will make a difference. I didn't expect that difference. I believed after Bruno Fernandes that one player can make a difference.
Yeah, that's
I was always saying that it's a team, but no, now it's one player can make a difference.
Yeah, actually, it was really great, and their connection with Tony Marshall. Wow, that goal against City, that chip over the wall. Wow, my God.
Yeah. It was a piece of art. It tells you a lot, actually. It tells you that the chemistry between the players already on a high level. All right, which is something only the professionals, only the top level players can reach it. It's something I don't think the head coach has to do something with it. Maybe he works on it, but it's something between the mentality of the players. It was just a click of a moment, and even Bruno Fernandes talked about it. And yeah, it was just a lock. It was just a lock between Marcel and Bruno, and they understood each other in less than a second. the decision was made. All of this, it shows you a lot of things about both of the players. It shows you, as I told you about Bruno, and it shows you that Marcel found what maybe it was missing. Someone can give him, someone can find him in the in the spaces, behind the defenders, some play maker, like someone understand what's going on in the field. Man, I cannot wait for Rashford to come back. To be honest with you, I believe that we will have like very scary team, man.
Yeah. Actually, I was this is the thing that I was thinking about, because Rashford was making hell of a runs behind the backs of the center defenders. He was dribbling on the flank, and he has already the connection with Martial as well. So adding the Rashford from the left hand side and having Bruno with assisting them, and it is a kind of player that looks forward, that the intention of such a player is always going forward, first look forward, first touch, first pass. He's looking for the players, and this is very important, because since we feel we have no Paul Pogba this season almost at all, because I believe he played 3 or 4 games or something, just like
I
this.
don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he started with Chelsea and Wolverhampton. Then he was, I believe, injured, and then he was back in with Rochdale, with Watford, and then he got back injured again. But without Paul Pogba and without Bruno Fernandes, we had no player to give the ball to our forwards. That's why they were isolated over there. Like no support, no attack at all. It's just like eventual counterattacks. And now suddenly we have a lot of potential. And if you look on the names of our midfield at the moment, we have Bruno, we have Pogba, we have McTominay, Fred, Matic, Mata, James. It all started to be, wow, that's quite an options, quite a
You
many
forgot to
options.
mention the best two players in the middle field we have,
Which one?
Pereira and Lingardinho.
Oh my God. Yeah, those two, yeah.
Yeah, those two made me almost stop watching football, man. Not only stop watching Manchester United, stop watching football. I'm 38 and I have watched legends. I have watched, matches in the stadiums, and I have been watching everything. Lots of good moments in my life. I don't want to spoil my eyes now watching Lingard and Pereira playing, and in my team, which I'm supporting. It's a nightmare. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
a
And regarding
nightmare.
the attack, we will get back to the midfield options and one of the most important questions, I believe, that we have. But regarding the attack, what a signing Odion Igalo is. I mean, I have no words to describe this guy. Come from China, locked down for 14 days without access to like any football facilities. Then missed the sort of middle preseason in I believe in Spain. It was in Marbella with the guys, and then just entering in such a manner with such a control. And I believe when I saw Igalo playing, I felt, wow, this is like an improvement on Lukaku. This is like an improved version of Lukaku. He actually can play with his body. He understands his advantages, and this is a natural center forward. Just going there, between the center backs and scoring goals. Wow.
Yeah, what a sign. To be honest with you, last minute sign, unexpected. Lots of young fans for Manchester United didn't even know who's he. Um, yeah, uh, Lots of people actually didn't think that he's up to the level of Manchester United. Lots of sarcasm went out of Edward and Woodward, sorry, and like trying to saying, yeah, what a kind of player. But um, Actually, to be honest with you, in my fantasy, once I knew that he came to Manchester United, I bought him. I bought him, and I bought him in my team in fantasy. I will tell you why, man. This guy is not coming, like the type of the football players these days. Sometimes they only looking for money, you know. No, this guy is coming to make a legacy for himself in a club that he was a fan of since he was a child, that all of his family are fans, that all of his village are fans of Manchester United. His sister died not long time ago. She's a big fan of Manchester United. This guy is coming to fulfill an own legacy in a club he loves. So I was thinking that it's type of, like giving you a T-shirt of Manchester, giving you a chance to participate and be the striker of the team. You would go to play for the soul, for the logo, for the team. So yeah, Igalo is a good sign. Igalo, lots of things expected from him. I hate the coronavirus. One of the reasons, because this guy, I think he was just about to be real. He was just about to be real. He already scored, but he was still about to offer a lot to the team. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. But let's not forget that we take him on loan just for 3 months till the end of the season. So now I believe his loan will be finished in 1st of June. Would you sign him on a permanent basis?
Yeah, I would. Because look, you have Marcel, you have Greenwood. Okay, you have to play with Marcel and Greenwood. You have to make him participate more and more and more. Okay, Igalo, I would say that the best substitution we would find in this time. Because listen, why would you spend the money on a top level striker who will come and he want to play all of the time? Maybe he will cause some problems in the dressing room, between the other strikers. It will be bad for the stamina of Martial, because he will worry about his place. I wouldn't say that it's a good idea. Let's get the guy. We know the guy. The fans like the guy. Let's get him to the club. With the price wouldn't be that high, I guess. I wouldn't say that they would ask for that much money for Igalo. Igalo's already 30 years, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it will be a good deal, man. We have lots of position to pay money for, not the striker now.
Yeah, absolutely right. I absolutely agree with you. He's a perfect substitution, really. Something that we really need. Like you mentioned, Martial and Greenwood, and Igalo is a different striker. He's a different option. So you can even switch styles of play during the game, and this is kind of things that Manchester United were lacking because we just played one way and the only way. So now we have options. We can switch, and the attack looks more or less good. But we still need some additions, probably on the right flank. And again, let's go further with this, with the transfer rumors, with the positions. Like plenty of players were linked to Man United recently. From those, I remember the heavy interest in Jadon Sancho, and someone just, I believe it was Manchester Evening News newspaper, that said we already agreed the personal terms with him. We also had interest in Harry Kane, Saul Niguez, like Koulibaly, and so on. What do you think first of all, which positions need to be strengthened, and who do you see with the market potential and with the potential reduce of the transfer fees and the crisis that some of the clubs are experiencing at the moment? In terms of money, who we should sign and in which positions, on your opinion?
Um, I would tell you the position which I personally think it's the most important now.
Yeah.
Okay. I would defender, midfielder, high
Defensive
top
midfielder.
level. defensive midfielder, like in the position of Matic. Okay, I know that McTominay can do it, but I would actually not jump on this point because later you would definitely ask me, what if Pogba stays? So then then we'll be playing chess with each
Okay.
other. Then yeah, I would say someone playing in the position of Matic. It depends on the plan, because also McTominay. Don't forget that if we will get injured, and we will have a big problem with Matic and sometimes in defensive mistakes. When he plays good, he's the best in the field. But when it's not his day, lots of mistakes. I would say that we need a defensive midfielder. I would say that we need right wing attacker. Like I would say, it would be great if Sancho will come. It would be great. I'll be waiting for him. I would say then, look, to be honest with you, I would say that we don't need actually center defender. I wouldn't say that we actually need center defender. I mean, if Koulibaly, because listen, Koulibaly will come. You have now Maguire. You have Lindelof. You have Bailly. You still have like Jones,
Sir Philip Jones.
yeah, and you have Smalling out of the loan. Who
and
knows what Roma
And
will
Rojo
do?
as well. And let's not forget
And
Tuanzebe.
Rojo and Tuanzebe, and also we have this another guy also. We have another one, but I don't. Okay, let's talk about the guys who will actually play the games. Okay, so now what Koulibaly will come. Now, what about Lindelof and Bailly? They will stay all of the time, substitution. If Maguire and Koulibaly is in a good, formation and no injuries, uh, I don't know. What if he will do the switching? It will be okay. Then Koulibaly is okay. But also, I would say, if Koulibaly wouldn't come, we don't have to worry as fans of Manchester United. We don't have to worry. I mean, we can get center defender, but it doesn't have to be like top. I think I would actually get Smalling back. Smalling has a hell of a season in AS Roma. Actually, they want to buy him. He has his flips as any a central defender. So no worries. I think if the guy would be coming here, I think we'll be fine with the central defenders. What do you think?
Well, more or less, more or less. I mean, I've changed my mind several times already during the last couple of weeks because at first I was thinking the transfer of Koulibaly means that we get Smalling back to Roma as a permanent transfer, which means -1 and the +1 defender. So we are okay in terms of quantity. Then if you're speaking about Jones and Rojo, I mean, they are not even bench warmers, I would
Counted.
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they should get rid of it. We should get rid of both of them, I think. And if we do, then who do we have? We have Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly, Tuanzebe. Uh, and if we don't get Koulibaly, then we probably end up with just 4 defenders, 4 central defenders for the whole season with 4 tournaments to play. I believe that's not enough, and we should have at least like 5 or maybe even 6. I don't know because I'm not sure about Eric Bailly because he was playing more than 18 games of the season, only his first season at Manchester United. Later on, he was playing 80, 20, but never more than 20 matches. He's an injury prone, so we have nothing to do with this. So we cannot count on him on a permanent basis. Then we have Phil Jones. I can not even talk about him without a laugh. Yeah. We have Tuan Zibi, which is a really good prospect, but we still cannot rely on him on a permanent basis because we cannot imagine how he will perform. And what do we have left? We have Maguire and Lindelof as a starters. This is something that we have this season, but I mean, I don't think it's enough. So if we get
then Koulibaly, listen, Koulibaly, if it will come, not less than 100 million, yeah, I would say.
Well, 70, I believe 70 is
70
the number.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that's sort of rumors that were circulating in the press. So yeah, but even this amount of money, this is not the number one priority. I would agree with you. The number one priority, as for me, is a right winger, because we are screaming for this position since Nani left, probably.
Yeah. I would say that we really need this position. Sancho will be the best. No other solutions we have. I wouldn't accept by less than Sancho. We don't need anything actually. I would say just as I told you, because man, if I don't want to jump again to the point, because I would say about Pogba, no one knows yet. You have not you or me, but God bless Ole. He has like lots of headache about the best formation. He will be, asking his players to apply on the field. Man, this guy is living a nightmare. But who knows what Pogba will do? The king of the propagandas. No one knows. I don't care anymore. I just wanna, like the last interview he made. He said, you can keep always listening that or hearing that I'm going to Real, I'm going back to Juventus, that I miss Cristiano, I want to play with Cristiano, that I miss Italy and all of this. But until you see me wearing a t-shirt of these teams, don't make rumors about me. I'm a Manchester United player, and I'm going to be Manchester United until my contract finish. So you never know. The guy said that, on TV. I guess he actually started to see the spirit is back to the team. He started to see the beginning of glory, will be made, if not this season, so next season. Yeah, man, let's wait to see. Nothing else to do. Let's wait to see what Pogba is about to do in the summertime.
Yeah, okay. So as a top priority, you see Sancho, me as well. So I believe we are going all in for him. Like independently how much it will cost us, he suits like if you will be ticking the points, he will tick all of them. And with all this marketing potential, also with Sancho, number 7. Again, I don't know what we will do with Alexis Sanchez because he's supposed to be back, but back for what instead of money? I don't know.
I think we have to get rid of lots of players, man. Lots of players in Manchester United. We need to get rid of them. Really, if Ole wanna control the, because you see, I think Ole is actually applying Sir Alex Ferguson way of managing the players as individuals, but in a very advanced way for the 21st century, something in the between. So anyway, I don't know what about to happen, but as I told you, lots of players need to get rid of.
Yeah, well,
So
not so
yeah,
many. Not so many, in my opinion. I believe we have to get rid of Sanchez, definitely Jones and Rojo. That's 3, and one of the couple of Lingard and Pereira. The second one should,
one.
yeah, I believe I would actually, everyone would spoil me with this, but I will get rid of Pereira. I would leave Lingard because when we need the speed and when we need the tenacity and the pressing, this is the guy who can deliver at least some athleticism in terms of speed. Because Pereira, he's Brazilian. Can you imagine he's Brazilian? He has nothing to do with the tricks, with the ball. He has nothing to do really. He has almost, I don't know where he lost it, because in the youth team I remember about 5 years ago under Louis van Gaal he was amazingly good. So I don't know, maybe it's mental problem, maybe it's in terms of confidence problem, but I don't believe he's Brazilian at the moment. And to be honest with you, Lingard is almost like 28. Pereira is still 24, 25. So he's more or less rated. We can get more money for Pereira than for Lingard. So yeah, four players. So four players to wrap up. It's Sanchez, Jones, Rojo, and Pereira for me. What's for you?
I will definitely get rid of all of the names you said now, plus Lingard.
Okay.
Definitely. And actually, I would give some players on a loan.
Yeah, which one? I believe you were referring to Chong, Gomez.
The young guys, I want to put them. I really want someone in the club, like I don't know what would be the position, maybe the sport manager. Like really to offer these guys on a loan for big clubs, top level clubs, and to see their project, for the players, to see their plans for the players. I would say to keep them, give them on a loan, put them on a loan, and keep the players. Don't sell the players now. I see a future behind these players. Gomez, Chong, I see future. Not a really so bright future, you know. They want to be Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, but I believe that they would be good players, you know. So yeah, why not? The strategy in the club should be actually changed. Should be something looking for those guys, develop the academies a little bit, because now we are getting into this time which you have to care about the foundations, because the foundations which will give you later, until when, maybe after coronavirus everything will change, by the way, in the markets and in the, you never know what will happen. So let's see. I believe that we have to sell these players which we said about. We have to put the young players on a loan, and to make a place for the new players to come in.
How many do we need to be title contenders? And do we and can we actually be title contenders next season?
Next season we can be if we get like 3 4 players.
Igalo we need definitely as an option and as a substitution. So that's one. Sancho we need as well. That's two. And I'll be honest with you. We did the analysis the other day about Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid, and my God, I was looking for a bunch of matches of Atletico for his skills and
This
his
guy is
movement.
amazing.
The guy is magnificent. It's the next Xavi or Iniesta for Spain. I believe that the Spanish national team would be built around this guy because he has everything we need. And
Can
even
I
if
ask
we,
a question?
yeah, sure.
Where do you, if you have Pogba and Rio and Bruno, where you will place Saul?
It depends on the style of play and what we have at the back. If we buy probably Koulibaly or we have a stable partner for Harry Maguire, so we have a solid back four, then maybe we don't need to play with those holding midfielders. I mean, Saul can go box to box. He actually do a lot of defensive stuff that underestimated. He get back. He's tracking back. He's closing the gaps for the defenders that left for attack. He's doing a lot of defensive job. Bruno and Pogba can do it as well.
In the
So
same match, man,
the
with all
three.
of my respect to you, I don't see them, and I don't see either Saul or Bruno or Pogba will accept actually to be benched. Okay, why to buy a player which will cause you more problems than the ones you already have? And in this case, if you have more than two options in one position or two positions, then you might consider getting like a not so top player, like a qualified or a good player, but to be a good substitution in case of injuries. If you are participating in more than two or three competitions, then you need like three or four in each position. But what the quality of the three and four players? No one can say that they will be the top, the three or four will be top. You cannot convince a player or two, from Atletico Madrid, to sit on the bench, or Bruno or Pogba, definitely, yeah. So I wouldn't say Saul would be good. I would actually, after rethinking, yes, we need Koulibaly because really, as you said, Bailly is fragile, very fragile. I don't trust him. Yeah, Lindelof, you know him with the air challenges. So yeah, we cannot also depend on him. Smalling, I don't know. It depends on it.
Yeah.
And what about Shaw? I'm fine with Shaw and Williams. I'm totally fine with Shaw and Williams. Yeah. But Dalot and Bissaka, you know, if James can play, if in case if big match and you have Bissaka injured, what you gonna do? Plays Dalot and play James there, or what you gonna do?
No, I believe we have seen one or two times in the recent parts of the season that Ole doesn't trust Dalot. Ole doesn't trust Dalot, and if we have no one on the right flank, then he plays Williams over there.
Because actually, I'm thinking also that we need a name that can cover actually Bissaka. Bissaka is doing amazing. The spider, he's a real spider. But listen, he's a human being in the end of the day in the field, so he might get injured. What are you gonna do in this case if you have got like a busy 2 weeks or 3 weeks, between three competitions? What are you gonna do about it? So I would say that we definitely need someone cover Bissaka sometimes. Good substitution again, Yeah.
Yeah, as a right back. Looking at Williams and his perspective in the first team, I believe we can still look in the academy, and in the academy we have Ethan Laird, who is like the guy is a beast on the level of the academy, and he's a right back. So why not promote him?
I don't know him, to be honest with you. I'm not following the academy. Good job from you, as always. Yeah, I don't know the guy. So yeah, why not? I'm telling you, I actually love William. On the left side, I'm totally fine with both of them doing amazing work, Shaw and Williams. And there is like both of them trying their best to be the one on the startup, which I like the thing which Ole made between them. The other side, I have a question about substitution for Bisaka, and I believe that as I told him, and someone to replace Matic and McTominay in case if he will play with the diamond shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the diamond. Yeah.
So yeah, so we will see. We will see how it is, man.
Okay, so the main question is, at the moment that we that left uncovered about our midfield, can Bruno and Pogba play in the same team, and in which formation it's possible, and who could be the partner for them?
4 defenders, one defender, middle fielder, which I
Okay.
will say Matic or McTominay. And then in front of him, I would say Fred and Pogba. Okay. Then you have to play with two strikers. I would say you'll have to play with two strikers in this case. Bruno Fernandes, the head of the triangle of the attack,
Yeah.
and then Martial and Rashford. But yeah, Rashford like the spaces. He like to come from the wing or from the back, and get through. Okay, he can actually be positioned on the left to be like a striker, but on the left, he can take the ball, receive the ball from the depth, and go on his way to do the dribbling which he likes. But he has to understand that his position in the end of the day as a striker. I would say that this will be the best formation to participate both of them, in the same game. I don't know what about you.
Well, basically, you just described the things that were going through my mind as well. If you have any, just if you have the only opportunity to get Pogba and Bruno on the pitch at the same time together, that seems to me to be the only formation that is applicable, because you have the holding midfielder, which is Fred, or not Fred, it's Matic or McTominay, as you said. And then you have Fred that can help really both Matic and McTominay, and in the attacking role. And Fred was applied by Solskjaer, I believe, a couple of times against Everton, surely, because we analyzed his game as well. He goes right forward and to the left. He drifts to the left, helping Rashford drifting to the middle. And of course, you have Bruno and Pogba, and actually they can switch positions. Bruno can go
Yeah,
a bit deeper, and Pogba going forward, doing sort of stuff with his head, and like the strikes, which is Bruno and Pogba both very good at it. Yeah, so
yeah.
this is good.
I will tell you also why we need a replacement for Matic. Because, for example, if you have Fred, for example, he's injured, then you can actually use McTominay in this time to replace Fred and to play with Matic in his place as a defensive midfielder. But what if you have McTominay is injured, or Fred is injured and Matic is injured? So definitely we need a player where it can, with McTominay, either McTominay to be defensive midfielder or guy to replace Fred. But I would say guy in defensive midfielder, because McTominay actually is doing good position. If he will be placed as midfielders with Pogba, I believe that it will be good. Uh, but if Matic will be all of the time as defensive midfielder in this diamond formation, lots of stress and the pressure will be on Matic. Matic sometimes he's not physically able to cover the pressure of the games in the English Premier League. So this is why, again, I'm telling you, regarding to my point of view, this is one of the most needed positions in Manchester United now. Plus, for sure, Sancho position.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, if you mentioned if we get McTominay injured and Fred injured at the same time, I believe for me it's no-brainer. It's time for Messi Lingard, and he will just be a magician.
All of my talking to you, depending on the all of the names I told you already sold. I don't see these guys again with with Manchester United t-shirt. Yeah,
All right, all right. Yeah, I mean, I'm agree with you with such a position and information. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Something good will happen. We were talking like a couple of months ago already, maybe even more, regarding the Saudis takeover, and
oh yeah,
yeah, and there were quite a lot of information available at the time, but now everything is just switched around, and Mike Ashley is almost gone from Newcastle, the owner, and now a lot of rumors regarding Saudi's takeover of the Newcastle, and I already see a lot of pictures like Newcastle is buying Mbappe, Neymar, and every just single play De Bruyne, Cristiano, Messi, like everyone will be playing for the Newcastle badge. What do you think? Is it possible, really? And yeah, maybe you have some insights from the Saudi market.
no, actually, since the The whole talk about Newcastle started in the Corona time, actually. For me, I didn't hear about the Newcastle thing before. After the Manchester United sent the people to Saudi Arabia, after we talked about it, no news at all about it, because even Turki Al Sheikh, the owner of Almeria, he was actually on a trip to USA to get like a surgery or something. So yeah, there is no even news about this part. But I don't know what happened there, to be honest with you. But again, Saudi Arabians looking at Newcastle, I believe, as it's something, how to tell you, maybe they saw too much Arabs in Manchester, you know. It wouldn't be that competitive, because then it will be, in the end of the day, the glory for Manchester as a city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were looking at a club where it's like has its own English tradition about football. A club has its own history in football, and he's looking as a socially, as a city. It's I believe one of the best and the biggest and the most English cities in England, Newcastle. So he maybe looked at the base there, base there, and maybe it's financially as investment, it's better for him. So maybe this is why he decided so. Man, I don't know, man, what happened, but either way, to be honest with you, uh, yeah, it would be good to get them, but in the same time, after thinking about it, yeah, man, it would be too much Arabs for real in Manchester, you know. And like all of the time saying to the fans of Manchester City, like, all of this what you are in now because you have the Arabs money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
Yeah,
be told this, when I will win titles, and they will start to tell me, look, it's because of the Arabs. You got these players. Yeah, let's keep it this way. Let's keep Ole on the wheels, and let's go forward.
thanks for joining. Just let's
Man, it was
make
a
it.
pleasure always, and I hope that our talking will be fun and good for the fans of your channel and all of the fans of Manchester United. Also, I hope that everyone will be safe. Stay home, stay safe. You too. Take care, man, and I hope that soon football will be back and Manchester United will be back and everything will be as it should be, for sure.
Yeah, thanks. Really good
Thank you for
words.
having me, man.
Yeah, thanks you. And yeah, just stay in our channel, and we will have more content for you. Till the next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
I mean, let's get the combined 11. You pick your 11 players anytime playing for Man United. The only rule is we cannot pick each other's players. Like you can't have Cristiano Ronaldo in the team if I have him. And let's start with the keepers and just go by one. I will pick probably David De Gea.
I would go with Van der Sar.
So you go with Van der Sar. That's a quick one. Why not Schmeichel?
I love Van der Sar.
Okay. Dennis Irvin would be my choice. So my left back.
Patrice Evra. All of the winning World Cup team calling Patrice Evra Uncle Bet, yeah.
As a centre back. Well, I probably go with Jaap Stam.
Vidic.
So I would take Ferdinand. Sorry.
Yeah, good for you. To see Maguire with Vidic.
With a new one, so I go with Wan-Bissaka then.
I would go with Antonio Valencia, actually. Antonio Valencia came right after Cristiano Ronaldo left. This guy, for me, he was always like a warrior. Going into the 90 minutes, doing his job, leave, and that's it. You never hear about him.
I have 4-2-3-1, and you have like 4-3-3. We have go with my midfielders. My first choice is Roy Keane. Roy Keane.
I'll take Schools.
Bloody hell.
Because you took Roy Keane. I was about to take Roy Keane as well. You know, like.
And Roy Keane. Oh, I know a perfect partner for Roy Keane. Do you know who it is? The Paul Pogba. The Paul Pogba with the Roy Keane. I would take Paul Pogba.
I would take Giggs.
I would take Wayne Rooney.
I would take the third midfielder would be David Beckham.
But since it's my turn, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. You take my hero, I take yours. I take Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, I'll make it easy. I'll take Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno.
Yeah. I don't remember the words, but I saw him singing it, and
You took Giggsy. I take Rashford.
yeah, I wanted Rashford. I would take Van Nistelrooy.
But no, I believe it should be the guy who just played a couple of seasons, but he's just such a amazing. I will pick Zlatan. I
I would go for my last player, Van der Sar.
Van Persie. So not Cantona.
Oh shit! Yeah, definitely. Do you know? I don't know if I told you before. Eric Cantona was the reason why I love Manchester United.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. You have a 4-3-3 formation. You have Van der Sar in goal, Patrice Evra, Nemanja Vidic, Harry Maguire, Antonio Valencia as the defenders. Then in the midfield you have Scholes, Giggs and Beckham. What a midfield. And then as three attacking options you have Ruud van Nistelrooy, Bruno Fernandes and Eric Cantona. Well, that's quite a team, but I have another one. Good team. David De Gea in goal, Dennis Irvin, Jaap Stam, Rio Ferdinand, Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the defenders, Roy Keane, Paul Pogba and Wayne Rooney, and Cristiano Ronaldo, Marcus Rashford and Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Man, this is like a smashing team. You have a smashing team.
Then I have a question to our subscribers. Just put in the comments which team would win this football match if we would play each other. Yeah, it would be great, but I think I will get a red card for Roy Keane to kicking out Paul Pogba's ass.